Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Free Goals Training. My name's Kim from Kim Knight Coaching. If you don't know me, it's lovely to see all the new faces. And hopefully, well, we will, over the next 5 days, we'll get to know each other pretty well. Karina, nice to see you there. Please feel free to log on before 1 o'clock. I'll be here from 10 to 1, and you'll kind of get to know me a bit better, and I'll get to know you. I do like to start on the dot because there's a lot of information to share, and also so that you can end by 1:30 and get on with your business, which is the point. Okay, so let's start. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll start with the session. And don't worry, there's enough time for everything, okay? It's just a minute. I was just checking that everything was fine. Okay. So I want to just we've only got 30 minutes, but I promise you we will finish in time. Don't worry about that, and we might even have a couple of minutes free for questions if you have them. Today is really just to get you started and also to give you peace of mind that you can really do this. So first of all, I want to say I'm very excited to have you on board. I absolutely love this training. And to let you know, I started the training I did my first training in the end of 2020. I did another one in 2021, and this is the third one, and I'll explain now why I did the training. So my name's Kim Knight. I'm Kim Knight Coaching. I'm originally from Cape Town. I've been in Durban for the last 8 years. I'm absolutely passionate about helping businesses grow, whether you just got an idea or you're a startup or established business and want to get to the next level. So welcome everyone today for goal setting day 1. Just some housekeeping every day for the next 5 days, 1 p.m. on Zoom. Please, everyone, I've sent you the Zoom, the Facebook link. Please join on Facebook because all the recordings, within an hour to 2 after our session, I will be placing it on Facebook. So please just don't stress. If you can't make every day, there is no need to stress. Everything will be on Facebook. And maybe you want to re-watch it. It will be on Facebook. Also, every day you're going to have some homework. You're going to have an action plan. Those action plans with the recording will be posted on Facebook. Do not worry, they're not going to take a lot of time. They're simple, easy peasy, but they do stretch you. Some people actually have called me quite tearful after some of the homework because it gets us out of our comfort zone. And that's actually what I want to do in this goal session. And very important, they are available under the files section in the Facebook group. So all you do is you look for that file section, you click on it, and you'll see it then. It's very easily demarcated. It says day 1 homework activity, I think it is. Okay, please, for your part, complete each activity before the session for the next day, because each activity flows into the next. Okay, you'll be doing yourself a disservice if you don't do that. And then I'll send you daily notifications on the email. Okay, so very quickly, guys, why am I doing this course? It was the end of 2020, and I was thinking about my goals for 2021. And I was really thinking about it, and everyone was talking about goals. And I realized that many people weren't actually achieving their goals. They weren't achieving the lofty goals that they had, but not only that, they weren't achieving the easy, the goals that everyone would think that you could achieve. And this got me thinking. And that's why I started this course. I thought, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Something's wrong. And you know what I think's wrong, personally? I think goals is so much talked about. It's in everything we do. There's so many courses on goals. Everyone's talking about their goals. Have you done your goals for the year, for the week, for the month, whatever it is? I think we've become desensitized to it. So we hear the word goals, and it just kind of goes over our heads. And we're not connecting with the actual name and the reason for goals. We're not connecting with goals anymore. It doesn't really mean anything to us. And that's why I'm doing this course. So What I want to do today is try and help us really connect the heart to the goals. So a friend of mine, and Felicia, your mom, we saw each other last week, and she actually said this to me. Someone said to her a while back that the longest distance or the longest journey that one can take is the one between your head and your heart. Between your head and your heart. So we know the concept of goals, we know the work, we've most probably done it before, but it's not connecting to the heart. And that's what we're going to do here. So picture yourself, everyone. I just want you to think of this. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything back. I just want you to picture yourself. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. I can't see many of you because I can't see the screen. So picture yourself at 90 years old. And believe me, we're going to get there. My friend's mom just turned 90 yesterday, okay? 90 going on 70. You know what it's like these days. So picture yourself at 90. What do you see at 90 years old? What emotions come up? Do you feel happy? Or do you feel anxious and regretful? Are people standing in line to spend time with you? Are they calling you up? Can we come visit? Or is no one knocking at the door? Have you wasted some or many of your years doing who knows what, fritting around on things that seem important but actually aren't? Or have you really made good use of your time? Do you wish you had taken more risks, or do you wish you had taken less risks? Does asking any of these questions make you feel uncomfortable or excited? Get heart connected to your goals. So here's a tip, and you can write these things down because I'm not putting everything on the PowerPoint. If you're not getting excited, there's something wrong with your goals. Okay? If you're not getting excited by the idea of being 90, there's something wrong. If you're getting anxious or regretful or fearful, that tells me that you're not achieving what you want to, which is in fact a good thing, and that's why we're here today. Because I know you've heard it before, but the reality is, this is it. We don't get to do this again, guys. We don't get to do this again. And we've got the opportunity these 5 days to really get that and to actually make it happen. And if you speak to Amanda and Elsie Ansi, who have done this course before, they will tell you that you can actually, this course can change your whole thinking, your whole mindset about getting to the place that you want to be. So we're going to get hard connected to your goals, connection, mind and heart, not just a way to get to the goals. That's important, but we need to get emotionally connected to the goals. So what does a goal mean for you? Does it mean your aim, your want, your dream? Is it the end of the rainbow or the beginning or the middle of the rainbow? Is it your intention, your desire, your purpose, ambition, your destination, path, road, or journey? I'm just mentioning a couple of words here. I don't know if you know NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I studied that as well. I'm a practitioner of that. Words are very, very important. You must choose the right word for you because that will help you to connect the meaning of your goal. For me, it's dream. Dream just connects me to my goal. I don't know why, but it does. So today I want you to consider choosing the right word for your goal. Find your right word. Feel it. When you say the word, you must feel it. You must feel some excitement. Even anxiety. Anxiety is fine because it means that you're actually thinking of that goal that you haven't achieved yet. And very important, and I want you to consider this. Ask yourself, why do I want what I want? Why do I want what I want? Because if you don't want what you want, it's not really a goal that you want. Am I making sense? Sometimes we just have a goal because it's like we think that's what we should want. So get down to the why of it. Why is it that you want what you want? What is it going to give you? What is it going to get you? Sometimes we need to change our goals. A goal that I had a year ago maybe doesn't mean anything to me right now. You have permission to change your goals. Okay. Things are changing so fast in the world these days that our goals actually have needed to change, especially with COVID and here in KZN with the floods and all of that kind of thing. Okay. So why do I want what I want? And if you can't answer that, it's a bit of a challenge. You've got to understand why you want what you want. Okay. Good. So goal categories. I want to share these with you because sometimes we want to set goals, but it's very difficult. And people, but Kim, I don't know how to set a goal because it's too broad. Anything that's too broad, guys, it's very difficult for our brains to actually hone in and set something. So first of all, break it down into the different categories. These are the 8 different categories that generally goals fit into. You can put your different words to it. Nothing set in stone. I'm just giving you a starting point. So generally the goals fit into your career or your business. With us, generally it's business. There are some people here that are, I won't say employed, but they work for companies. I see them as entrepreneurs working for companies. Okay. Their financial goals, their relationship goals. In those relationships, it could be family, it could be your children, it could be a romantic relationship, okay? Health and well-being. We've got a lot of health and well-being practitioners here on the course. Lifestyle. Many people ask, Kim, but what do you mean by lifestyle? So what I mean by lifestyle is, I want to travel at least once or twice a year internationally. I like doing road trips. I want to live in a house, or I know people who live in a caravan on a caravan site and they're not interested in living in a set environment, okay? And who travel around the country. What kind of lifestyle do you want? Community, what does that mean? Do you want to be involved in the community? Do you want to volunteer? I'm becoming more and more involved in the community now. I have to share with you. I do an annual retreat in Turkey every year. I do growth and development workshops there, and then I do the whole travel thing as well. So guys, if you want to come to Turkey or Bali next year, start saving. I'll send that out, okay? It's absolutely phenomenal. But when I was in Turkey this year, I always have an epiphany whenever I do these trips. And I just decided I am quite involved in the community, especially with animals, with dogs. But this time I just thought, no, enough is enough. We can't leave everything to everyone else to do. And I've gotten quite involved in the community with regards to services that aren't happening. So the community, what kind of involvement, if any, do you want in the community? Spirituality or religion, okay, those are goals as well. And then leisure, what do you like to do in your free time? Yeah, I love DIY, I love reading, I love movies, I love road trips, that kind of thing. So break your goals down into these categories and they're going to be a lot easier. And don't stress, this is part of your homework as well. So very important, tradition and innovation. So some of you might be on the course right now, or might be on this webinar or watching it and thinking, but Kim, I've heard this all before. This is just so normal. It's a run-of-the-mill stuff. Yes, it is. So these 5 days are going to be broken into 2 things. The traditional way of looking at goals, which we're doing today, looking at goals, what is a goal? Although maybe we haven't looked at the heart-centered goal before, but breaking the goals down into categories and then our homework. We have to do that. That's putting a stake in the ground for our goals. But then we're going to look at the innovation, and we're going to be doing something that I'm sure most of you have never done before. Okay, and Amanda and Ansi and Elsie will tell you that. And we'll keep that for tomorrow and the next days. So please don't think this is, I've done this before and what's the point of this? We're going to be doing the innovation of goals the next day, but we always have to have a foundation. Guys, foundation, always build a strong foundation, as you know, for your business as well. Forget about the website and the logo and the this and the that, especially if you're a startup. Make sure your foundation is strong. What do I mean by your foundation? First of all, what is your business? What do you do? Who is your target market? Don't spend your money on all the other stuff before you're absolutely 100% sure on that. And what message are you putting out there? Okay. So what is your homework for today? So first of all, please set time aside to work on your goals. I know many people who do courses and they're excited, but then we don't put time aside to actually just do the homework, which I promise you, this is not going to take, if 30 minutes, it's going to be a lot. And I really encourage you to make this as easy as possible. So we're all busy, we've got families, we've got load shedding happening, on top of that, and everything else going on. So while you're sitting in front of TV tonight, trying to relax, or, your last relaxing time in bed just before you go to sleep, just take a notebook and start jotting down. Okay, don't make it something that's going to be difficult to do. You have to sit at a desk and now I've got to work on my goals. Just make it part and parcel of your day. Okay, so set time aside. Some people like to do it in the morning. Some people, find your time that is best for you. Now, number 2, this is up to you. Consider your goals for 1 year only. Don't make it longer than 1 year. Once you've got this formula down pat, you can use it for 5 to 10 years if you want. But let's just work on 1 year. Or if you only want to focus on the next 3 months, I was thinking of that because the next 3 months takes us up to the end of the year. That might also be something to do, or the next 6 months. Whatever feels comfortable for you to do that. Because then the chances of you actually doing it are greater. So there's someone that's just signed up with me to do some coaching, and we're working on the next 3 months because she really wants to make sure she gets something done in those 3 months. And that's going to give her, a real sort of go for the next year. Okay, so that's up to you. Number 3, use the goal categories to help you. If you have other categories that I haven't put there, feel free to use them. So what I put there is just a starting point. You're welcome to add whatever you have, okay? And then number 4, please, and I'm going to highlight this, write down your goals on the activity sheet provided. Don't think it in your head. That's the mistake we've done before. We actually need to write it down. There is a science why writing it down works. But once you write it down, when you're actually writing it down, something happens in that process and you start committing to yourself. But also just by writing it down solidifies it, cements it in your brain. Okay. On the PDF that I'll be sending to you, it's editable. So you can either print it out if you want to. Some people like to print it out and put it in their file, or you can work on it online. You can actually edit it online. Okay. So set yourself up for success. Guys, decide to make this course different. So most of the people, I do a lot of reading and a lot of research, and of course, everyone that I work with, including myself. So one thing I promise you, everything that we're doing here is stuff that I do, that I'm doing for myself and have done and keep on doing. The one thing that sets successful people apart from others, they make a decision. Because once you decide, everything else starts falling with you. It's like a domino effect. Decide to make this course different. What do I mean by this? You know what? For 5 days, I'm going to show up for myself. For 5 days, I'm going to do the work. For 5 days, I'm really going to think about this. I'm going to commit. I'm going to be determined. Just for 5 days, I'm going to do this. Set at least 30 minutes aside for the activities and do the work. Please write it down or type it, okay? Maybe if you're an audio person and that's how you do it, but not just leave it in your head, okay? And also, if this is making you feel uncomfortable in any way, I know there are some of you on this course that are feeling uncomfortable. You've shared that with me, and that is fine. Some of you have actually just started out in business. Believe me, I know that feeling. You're shaky. You don't know where you are. Maybe some of you have never done a course like this before. You're going to feel uncomfortable. It's okay. I promise you by day 3, you feel like you've been doing this for about 2 weeks already. You'll feel that comfortable. But just be prepared. And if you feel uncomfortable, push through. Just remember these words. You're going to feel okay tomorrow. Okay. And then our last slide. Everything you want in life has a price connected to it. There's a price to pay if you want to make things better. And there's a price to pay just for leaving things as they are. There's a price for everything. I find that hits me right there, guys. There's a price to pay for everything. I said to someone I was coaching this morning, you can, I promise you, this was to do with relationships. I said, you can leave everything exactly as they are. That's your choice, and there's no judgment from me. I'm just the coach. But there's a price to pay. And it's up to you whether you are willing to pay that price or not. Because once you make the decision to leave them as they are, you have to accept that with all of its stuff. You can't leave it as it is and expect things to be different. That's how it is. So we can either make it better and sacrifice the hard work and the effort and all of that, or leave them as they are. Okay, something to think about. So let me stop the share. 39, you're doing well. So everyone, that's the end of our PowerPoint, of our session for this afternoon. We're doing well with time. We've got 6 minutes. As I said, the content is easy. Would you all agree it's not difficult to comprehend?
Yes.
Okay. I don't give you too much. For some of you, for all of us maybe, it might be overwhelming for various reasons, but it's enough. It's not too much, and it's just enough for us to think about. Okay. I think, I don't know about you, but I've done lots of courses, and I loved all the courses, most of them anyway, that I've ever been on. But a lot of them give us so much content that there's no ways that we can get through it, and there's no ways that we can actually do the work. I'm sure if you go to your filing cabinet, or you've got piles of files that you've most probably never even been through. I don't want that to be that for you. We want to do the work, we want to get results. If you do this work, I promise you can get results in 5 days. Okay. So we've got 5 minutes and I'm open to questions. Gia, nice to see you. Any questions? 5 minutes. And it can be related to this or not. I'm open to any questions. And everyone, just for people that don't know me, I'm a qualified personal and life coach and a startup expert, business coach and guide. So I'm qualified on the personal and business side. And I think that's why my courses work, because it's like a tapestry of both, we're not separate. I'm not separate from business. So I've got the business smarts, but I've also got the personal smarts as well. And I love both areas. So if you have a personal question or a business question, I love answering both.
Can I just say,
Nancy?
Thank you very much. And this is of great value. But as you said, if we don't do and we don't attend, magic won't happen. The magic is in the doing, hearing and doing. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Ansi. Thank you so much, Ansi. And Ansi knows that I'm big on implementation. Without taking action, as Ansi says, nothing changes. Here's the thing, guys. Sometimes we shouldn't take action. Sometimes we just need to sit and be still. But that is also a calculated decision, when to take action and when not. So it's not like we're just sitting back and doing nothing. Sometimes it's best not to do nothing, but it's not that we're not taking action. Okay. Amori, did you have a question? Thanks, Naseem. And just remember, from tomorrow, it's getting a little bit difficult. So don't forget to bring your tissues tomorrow. We have had people be tearful, okay? Elsie, I see you smiling there. Any question, any business question, anyone struggling with Facebook, with the emails?
I just want to ask him, will the goals be business oriented, or it doesn't matter?
Very good question, Elsie. Very good question. We're all entrepreneurs, but you know what? It can be anything that you want to work on. Anything that you want to work on. Once you've got the formula, you can use it for anything. Because also, you know, we are entrepreneurs, but if there's a personal goal that you really, really want to achieve, this is what I've seen in all my work. If you work on that personal goal, I promise you it spills over into the business anyway. It's got a domino effect. So whatever's on your heart, that is what you must work on.
Okay. Thank you.
I think my connection's a little bit unstable. But everyone, if no one else has got any questions, I'm going to love and Bev, do you have a question?
Oopsie.
Sorry, Kim, I was just going to say that, yeah, thank you for the meeting and that, but also I think for me, my hardest thing is downfall. So I'm hoping that that's going to give me, that this will help me with that.
Sorry, Bev, can you repeat that? I think my internet went down.
Sorry. I think for me, my biggest thing in my life is having to release and let go of being in control of my business. And that for me is my hardest, yeah. So that's where I'm hoping this is going to help.
Okay, I understand, Bev. So
Yeah.
you know what? Yes, thank you, Bev. And also I see someone spoke about procrastination. So Teresa, I'm not going to speak about procrastination specifically, although it will come up. But whatever's on your heart, somehow all the information does help. And when you know, please ask these questions. But procrastination, very quickly, a question to everyone who's struggling with procrastination. I asked one of my clients, because she was struggling with procrastination. All I said to her was, is it procrastination? That's all I said. I just got goosebumps now. Is it procrastination or is it something else? And that changed everything for her. So I'm going to leave you with that question. And I think it was Teresa. And we will come back to that, Teresa. So I will give you some tips on procrastination as well. And here, there's no judgment here, everyone. Teresa and lots of us, lots of entrepreneurs, is procrastination. A lot of it, there are many reasons for it. But often procrastination, it's an excuse not to do something. It's generally an excuse not, either we don't like doing it or we think we're going to fail at it. Maybe we procrastinate because we can't do it and we don't know how to do it. So if it's that, find out how to do it and you'll find yourself moving forward. It's normally the big unknown, or you think it's going to take a lot of time, but when you get to do it, it actually doesn't. There are many reasons for it, but also, is it procrastination, or would you prefer doing something else rather than that? Just giving a couple of thoughts. Okay. Yes, possibly being overwhelmed. So overwhelmed, just do you make a to-do list every day? Priorities, break it down into 5 priorities. What are your 5 priorities today? Forget about the rest. Priorities, not all the urgent stuff that keeps on coming up. What are your 5 priorities today? When we overwhelm, the brain gets frazzled and we end up doing nothing. 5 priorities for the day. Okay. Okay, everyone, I'm going to love and leave you. I'm going to see you tomorrow at 1 or 10 to 1. The homework and the recording will be on Facebook group within an hour or 2. Okay. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.